Good morning, everybody. It's Brandon Doherty, Delaware Weather Guy, and what I want to do with you is go over the emergency briefing by NOAA, so you get their perspective and their input on the storm that's about to come upon us. So they've updated this. This is this morning as of 5 o'clock, and snowfall amounts have been reduced slightly with the highest reduction south and east of 95 corridor. Okay, so essentially, I think they've come in line with my forecasts, especially for Newcastle County, or most of Newcastle County, 8 to 12. Um, they, let's see, they've just, what they did here is they decreased the size of where that 8 to 12 is going to be. And now the 6 to 8 is clearly south of Smyrna and all of Dover and Kent County down to about, I guess that would be like Seaford and places there in Sussex County. And they've added a 4 to 6 near the beaches. So, you know, and that's, remember, that's before the changeover. Okay? Before the changeover. All right, these are all the advisories and warnings. We have just about everybody, everyone. Cold, extreme cold warning, cold advisory, winter storm warning. I mean, really, there's not much we don't have. Gale watches. Really? Who's going to be out on this? Are you serious? But if you live near the beaches, it's serious because you have to be aware of this freezing spray. This is not an ocean storm, and even the ocean low that develops right here off the Delmarva will not be that strong. So, you know, it's really. I'm just like I always. I know it's a. I know it's important to boaters, but um, if this weather, if you're really going to be out, you have other issues there. All right. So here are the main points. Okay, heavy snow, sleet and ice, blowing snow, cold wind, chill, flash freeze. Um, what's interesting? A couple of things that I wanted to point out. I'll go from bottom to top. Coastal flooding, not really, just minor flooding. Okay. No flash freeze. Snow and ice covered surface will be slow to melt. So, really, uh, refreezing doesn't really mean that much. Um, cold wind chill. Please remember your fur babies. Okay. But if you even if you go out after the storm and walk around, it's going to be bitter cold. Blowing snow, minor blowing snow, drifting snow. We will not get to blizzard conditions, so the B word will not be part of this storm. Snow will mix with or change to sleet, freezing rain, resulting in hazardous driving conditions, scattered power outages, where the North I-95 corridor southeastward into southern New Jersey and the Delmarva, and I'll go to that slide in a little bit. Snow, heavy accumulations will affect travel conditions. Okay. So, the ice issue of this storm. There remains a threat to notable accumulations ranging from a tenth of an inch to a third of an inch across the I-95 corridor, southern New Jersey, eastern shore of Maryland, central and northern Delaware. Okay? Um, the greatest, they've kind of shifted this, and this is when I showed you the probability forecast map with the ice potential. Um, this is the area that had that, I don't know what color it was, like purple and purple shade. And this is the area where they think most of the accretion is going to be. Um, a 25th of an inch, a quarter inch is not good. It's not exactly the worst. It really depends on how high the winds are. And I put out a wind chart, ice chart with the amount and the wind. So if the winds are greater than 15 miles per hour, that's when we start to worry about ice accretion going, you know, it moves. It's just the water is, or whatever is pushed, you know, and it can increase in size. But since we're going to have mostly a southwest flow going to most of the storm, so that's what this is indicating. That flow is coming right across the plains here, the coastal plain. So this is where your greater than a quarter inch, or about a quarter inch, will be. Up here in North Wilmington, I don't think we see that much ice. I think we see less than a. I say we see no more than a 15th of an inch, if at that. Okay, I really don't think it's going to be that impactful up northern Wilmington. There might be a little glaze at the end. Okay, but not really that overly. Um, it any amount of ice is not good, but just be aware that it's out there when you go out there. Nothing down here at the beach is kind of obvious because temperatures are going to get above freezing down here during the storm, and that's another thing. If temperatures increase down here in south of Dover, um, that ice accretion threat is pretty much nil. All right, I mentioned the cold. So, this is our wind chill forecast threat for the next week. Okay, so here we are, Wilmington, there's Georgetown, there's Dover. So, the minimum wind chill will be -4, -5 for Georgetown, and -6 for Wilmington. So, you can see each day, uh, minimum temperature forecast for Dover. You can see 11, 18, 9, 9, 9, 8, 8 10, 12. I'm sorry, these are just, they're silly numbers. Once you get past a certain number, you're just like, really? Can you go that, can it be that cold? Uh, Wilmington 9, 15, 7, 6, 6, 7, 7, 10, 12. Minimum 6. Dover 11, 18, 9, 9, 9, 8, 8, 10, 12, 8. Did I do that? Oh, Georgetown 13, 20, 10, 10, 11, 8, 8, 10, 14, 8. That's obvious because it's reflecting the marine influence there. So it's actually warmer. All right. Um, I may put some of these slides out so you can read them. All right. So, listen, I think we have covered every aspect of this storm. All right. Now, today is going to be mostly I may throw a couple things out there that uh, show you something or mean something, but I think we may be over. I think the storm's been oversold. I don't think I'm selling anything, but if I'm selling anything, I'm just selling the fact that after 5 o'clock today, it's all going to be about radar watching and models you throw out the window. Um, the data, I'll keep checking data, but really, again, at that point, it's more or less just window dressing. So there won't be much after 5 o'clock today. And then we really start to get into, um, you know, it's storm mode, it's storm day, and we're doing nothing but observing what's out our front door. All right, that's it for me, Brandon Doherty, Dell Weather Guy. Have a fantastic Saturday. You can get out and do anything you want today and get all your preparations done. That's it for me. Adios.